You should always expect a knockout, you know? Don't ever not expect a knockout from Keith One Time Thurman.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Ryan and this is Ade, and welcome back to another edition of Box Talk. Keith Thurman, potential future of the division. A guy a lot of people are high on.
Yes.
Returns on the PBC card to first Louis Collazo. Last seen mainstream getting beat up by Amir Khan.
Yes.
He's won a fight between that.
Who?
But no one saw that fight.
Who was it against again?
I can't remember.
What weight?
Must be
154, you think?
140 to 154, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'll double check. But we made a statement on Box Talk a few months ago saying that the welterweights need to step up to make a claim for that top position.
Yes.
Unfortunately, no one stepped up.
It's strange you say that as well. I always feel like this is almost like mid-season, and it's almost like everyone's gonna. I genuinely believe everyone's gonna fight everyone September onwards, and it's like everyone so far is almost like we're not really. You know, Brooke fought Frankie Gavin. No disrespect to Frankie Gavin. Amir Khan
struggled without Jerry.
Badly.
He struggled.
You know, Broner Port was a catchweight. No one. So no one. That was probably the biggest one.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest step up. Everyone else, Danny Garcia, Malinaji.
Yeah.
All the big dogs are not fighting each other.
They're not stepping up.
Yeah.
They don't want to cut you off with that Porter Broner fight. Yes, we talked about the fight on This Week in Boxing, but we talked mainly about Broner's antics and what Broner done to spoil the fight. But in terms of performance, it wasn't a great performance from Porter. It was a good performance, i.e. he hustled and bum rushed and made it very uncomfortable for Broner. But in terms of boxing and like anesthetics, was not really a really pleasing fight.
I know everyone says stick to your style, and we're going off subject a bit. Don't worry, guys, we're going to come right back. Everyone says stick to your style. I don't know what style Porter has. I think it's horrible to watch, and I think that fight, he's almost been saved by Broner's antics. If real analysts looked at that fight and judged it properly, they're like, Porter's style is not great. It's worse than Maidaga's. It's worse than Maidaga's. Honestly, it's really bum rushing to the highest extent. But I guess that was the style to beat Broner, and
it makes sense.
Yeah.
But actually, let's go to the subject. I've been looking for 3-4 months for one of these guys at welterweight to step up and take a claim to say, look, I'm the man in the division. Let's say Floyd does retire September. Let's say Pacquiao doesn't come back because of his shoulder injury. Let's say Bradley's in the wilderness with Top Rank. There is no bona fide, legit welterweight to take the throne. Kell Brook said in an interview that as it stands right now, me and Thurman are the guys that should go for Mayweather. We're the 2 top guys in the division. Thurman said, you know, to be fair, me and Brook are the 2 top guys to go for the division. So they both understand each other and respect each other. But in saying that, that tells me they both don't see themselves as number 1.
There's no one. I think, to be fair to Thurman to me has been the only one out there that has vocally said I'll fight everyone.
Anyone,
Everyone. I'm trying to think of another welterweight. Amir Khan hasn't said Brook. Thurman said I'll fight Brook, Khan, Mayweather, Pacquiao. He said he'll fight anyone.
Khan said he'll fight Brook under his terms. He's not into the negotiating, and so he has. I won't say he's called him out, but he's made it clear that I'm the A side, so I will fight you when I want to fight you. You don't have no say on it. So he has kind of called him out.
It's funny you say that because I read an article the other day, and Khan said on the article that.
Wait a minute. You read the article?
I read the article.
This guy only watches interviews and interviews and interviews and interviews and interviews. I'm the article reader.
Yeah, I read an article. I guess it must have been, you must have drugged me in the brandy. I read an article and Khan was saying, my team offered Pacquiao the fight. And I thought, you offered Pacquiao the fight. I get what you do when you offer Brook a fight. You don't offer Pacquiao a fight yet, Khan. Pacquiao offers
Pacquiao makes the phone call and you say yes.
I think Khan sometimes, as much as I like him and respect him, I think he thinks he's a bit too big for his boots sometimes, and he just thinks that if I'm not fighting Mayweather, I'm the A side, I'm the A side. Well, no, it comes to the table, and to me they're 50-50 fights. Everyone in that top 7 or 8 in the welterweights are 50-50 fights.
Let's go to Thurman Collazo.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was the video.
Here's the thing about this fight, guys. You know I'm high on Thurman. I think Thurman should be the future. I think he's got all the potentials in boxing to have, but what I also like what he got, he comes to end fights and he comes to fight. When I say comes to fight, it doesn't mean coming for a knockout. It means he thinks, he doesn't go backwards, he tries to box, he tries to punch, he's always got a plan and a B plan, and he's trying to do certain things. That's what I like about him. So it means it's not just about power, because power at the end of the day, you can have all the power in the world, but if you can't land it, it means nothing. Thurman lands consistently, which means he's doing something right. This fight with Louis Collazo, Yes, I give Collazo loads of credit for what he's done in his career. Yes, I like Louis Collazo as well. I said when Khan fought Louis Collazo, it was a very fair match considering Khan was just coming to the division.
Yeah.
Where Thurman is right now and what he's asking for, I think this is a step back for Thurman. Not a big step back, but I think it's a fraction step back. And I'm a Thurman fan, and that says something. When you can't support your fighter in a fight, it tells you something's wrong.
Yeah, I agree. It is a step back for Thurman, but at the same time, it's a good learning fight as well for Thurman. I think Collazo could possibly be a southpaw, has mixed it with a lot of the good fighters in the division, like Ricky Hatton early doors, Andre Berto. He's mixed it with Victor Ortiz, Amir Khan. So for Thurman, it's kind of a gauge and seeing where I am in terms of performances against them to my performance against him. With Thurman, I'm still there are still question marks, and rightly so, because we've not seen him against a marquee fighter yet. I say marquee in the sense that Kell Brook fought Porter, and we were like, okay, so Kell Brook is there. Thurman was knocking a lot of guys out. He stepped up recently. Bundu, not close to a stoppage, and Guerrero was quite a decent fight, kind of back and forth. And I think if he can't get the stoppage against Collazo, which is going to be hard, people are going to be saying, okay, let's see what boxing skills you've got. I'm not sure he's got the boxing skills yet to be an elite. Could be wrong, but that's what I've noticed in the last 2 fights. When he doesn't knock you out, he does seem to struggle a little bit, and I want to see what he's like when he can't stop people. And so far, against Bundu and Guerrero, I've seen a few holes that I think other welterweights, particularly Brook, could capitalise on.
I've got a flip side to the coin of that.
Okay.
Bundu,
you always flip my coin.
Yeah, I heard it because Bundu, you give him Bundu credit. Bundu is so underrated.
I agree.
He's crafty, his experience, he's slick, he knows how to cover up, he knows how to spoil as well. Let's look what he done with Frankie Gavin.
Yes.
Yeah? And everyone had Frankie Gavin so high, so high, so high until that fight. Bundu took that away. Our mate, Errol, EJ Live, he predicted that Bundu will win that fight because of the way Bundu carries himself. The point I'm making is that, yes, Thurman didn't stop him, but that's because Bundu is not given credit or we're not given the stature he deserves. Guerrero was a pound for pound entrant when he fought Mayweather. He was about number 8 or number 9. And then obviously he fought Thurman. So it shows, the point I'm making, it shows that Thurman has jumped up in class. Went from the gatekeeper division to like the fringe contenders in Bundu to top 5 welterweight former pound for pound guys. So he's proven that he has reached that level. Now though,
are you impressed with him at that level? So far, how impressed are you at that level?
I'm impressed. I'm impressed in the terms that he stepped up under pressure. Yeah, especially in the Guerrero fight. In the Guerrero fight, I think middle ground was kind of like, it could be a little tricky. And he stepped up, especially when Guerrero. It's like Thurman was winning the fight early, and then Guerrero kind of got pissed off mid-round and said, wait a minute, I'm losing this fight. And he started putting it on Thurman, and then Thurman woke up as well. And I think that shows that Thurman does have another gear in him, and that's a good sign. But I think Thurman shown he is at that level, but he hasn't had a breakout performance to say, this is why I'm here.
You know what it is? I look
and this fight won't give him that.
I look at the welterweight division, minus obviously the top 2, Mayweather and Pac, and I still think the others probably the top 2. And I think Brook could be the best boxer in the division. I'm looking at all the names in my head very quickly, and I'm seeing a lot of, I don't say sluggers, but a lot of guys that I'm not super impressed with. We talk about this fantastic welterweight division. I think it's because we've got a lot of guys that are around the same level. And this is why we're struggling to find the number 1, because we haven't got someone that's jumped up and said, wow, oh my God. Right now we're getting a lot of guys that, because they're matching each other, we're seeing guys as, they're almost their defaults, and I'm not that impressed. And I'll be honest, if Thurman's one of those guys where I'm still like, not sure.
I'll get your point. Brook is the best boxing division, taking out all other attributes. As it turned out, if everyone was the same strength, the same weight, and had everything exactly the same, Brook will win in terms of boxing. But when you're taking things like speed, power, aggression, the intangibles, things you can't really rate, I don't think he rates as high as the rest. I think Thurman rates higher than Brook in certain intangibles, and that's where you got to cross over and say, again, Brook's a boxer, but let's be fair, he's a boxer puncher. I don't think he wants to go shot for shot with Thurman.
I think he would.
He doesn't have the mentality for it. He doesn't have the firefight mentality.
No, I like that. I like that. I think that will save him.
No, see, Brook is jab first, jab at last, which is a great ethos for anyone learning boxing. That's what you want to do. You start with your jab, you end with your jab. When you're backing up, use your jab and get out of it. That's the right way to do it. Don't get me wrong. But when it comes to a firefight and someone's chasing you down and putting it on you, you need to have a little fire back. And trying to get away and backpedaling with a jab is not going to help you sometimes.
He done it with Porter though.
Yeah, Porter's erratic.
Porter's erratic, but that is a firefight. I mean, we were watching the fight and thinking, this is nightmare. Remember, we both said this is a nightmare kind of opponent. This is the worst opponent you could ever have. And he was able to jab, move away, and land a few solid blows. Does Collazo have any chance in this fight?
In my opinion, no, he doesn't have a chance in this fight. But Collazo is experienced as a former world champion. He knows what to do in the ring and he knows how to carry himself well. I'm hoping to make this fight worthy for Thurman, he needs a stoppage. And when I say a stoppage, I don't care if it's the first round or the 12th round. You don't stop Collazo. So to stop Collazo makes a statement.
What's going on with Al Heyman then? I mean, we've been on this show and we've said it many times, this is fantastic. We're getting all the fights. Right now we've got Danny Garcia, Malignaggi 147, with Algieri, Khan 147, we've got Collazo, Thurman 147, we had the strange, ridiculous catchweight fight, Broner and Porter. Why are we not getting, this is the best welterweight division it's been for 10, 15 years. Why are we not getting the fights?
I think we're not getting the fights, and this is not a cop out on Al Heyman. I think you've got to be fair to what he's done and what he's doing. This PBC thing started what, in March?
Yeah, I think February, March.
It's now June. You're talking about 3 months ago. Adding that they had the breakout show, which was like introducing the for fighters and characters to the general public. So they're trying to do certain things. Amir Khan only had his first fight on the PBC thing a month ago, and that was on Spike. Obviously, Danny Garcia was at 140. Now it's come to 147. Taking all the other bits around it, Broner was kind of at 140, but now it's kind of in the middle again. Yeah. I think you need a chance for things to actually start rolling a little bit. So it's not that, I'm not defending Al Heyman, but I'm just looking at it as a business model, as an idea, it's 3 months old. You need to give it a little chance to catch its feet. Alright,
quick one. Will Collazo, you talked about Brook not meeting the fire with Thurman. Will Collazo stay in there? Bigger guy. Naturally the bigger guy by far, I think.
Collazo will stay in there, and Collazo can be slick and he can be sweet. Let's be fair, the only person that ever beat up Collazo really was Shane Mosley. Yeah. Thurman has that same type of mentality as a seek and destroy, but he's not as fast, and I don't think he's as fluid as a prime Shane Mosley. So yes, I think Thurman's a bigger puncher than Mosley as well. I think Thurman could pressure him, because we'll get out of there. To stop Collazo, he's going to walk Collazo into a shot that you don't see coming.
Why do you think Thurman's the future? You've said it so many times. I've been with you. You said it. I think Thurman's the future. I think why?
Something about Thurman. I think his youth. I think his mindset. Like I said, when I look at boxing, sometimes you don't look at the skills. Look what the person brings to the table, and I think his mindset, his desire, the way he talks, things that he's a guy that's actually hungry. He calls at everyone. He wants to fight. He wants to be tested. And to be fair, give me another fighter right now that wants to be tested. GGG.
Yeah. Will he finally get a big name in October, November? Will he get a marquee top 5, top 6 welterweight?
Yes, but I don't know who.
Porter. Has to be Porter.
I think Al Heyman rolled the dice.
In fact, I guarantee it's Porter.
I think Al Heyman rolled the dice with
Porter Broner.
With Porter Broner. Yeah. And I honestly think that their marquee star lost. That was a fight set for Broner to win.
Of course.
Yeah. And now that Broner's lost, they're going to want to build Porter.
So you don't think they'll risk another marquee versus marquee?
No, not right now. Not right now. But let's talk about it. Raven said Errol Spence, he's ready, let him set up, let him fight. Thurman said this is a joke, basically. Yeah. But let's be fair, Thurman's a fighter. When that paycheck comes saying, look, come fight Errol Spence for the title, for the WBO title on the September date, September 12th, Thurman's going to say yes. Thurman, he's not going to duck no one. No one. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, you do that same...
Errol Spence, but no.
Okay, to do the same thing, tell Broner, fight Errol Spence, or tell Sean Porter, find Errol Spence, and everyone's got their excuses. Okay. Thurman will have no excuse.
Right, so what we going?
Thurman, I think the safe bet is points, but I'm actually going to go for a stoppage.
Collazo don't get stopped. You never know. Amir Khan nearly stopped him late. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Amir Khan, that was just speed. Again, it was stupid speed.
Yeah, again, if you look at Thurman's problem, it is speed that gives him problem. Yeah. I.e. Mosley, Khan.
So you mean gives Collazo problems?
Yeah, gives Collazo problems, yeah.
Okay. Alright, there you go, guys. Louis Collazo, Keith, one-time Thurman. When's the fight going on? July 11th?
July 11th, yeah.
People are disappointed with this fight. But, in fairness to Collazo, we're not talking about a bum here. Let's be honest. You look at his record, and this guy, look, he beat Andre Berto. You watch the tapes. He beat Ricky Hatton. Watch the tapes. I'm not just saying this. Watch the tapes. Do you know what I mean? Beat Victor Ortiz. Yes, it was a mindset Victor Ortiz, and was in there against Sam. He's been in there. He's mixed it with the top people in the division.
He knows like to compete with the best.
Yeah, so he knows styles, and like Ryan said, the only person to really embarrass him, Khan did a bit, but Mosley really embarrassed him.
Yeah.
But at the time, that was Shane Mosley. That was before the Antonio Margarita fight, or after? I think just before. Yeah. So, what are you guys thinking? Keith Thurman, Collazo, how does it go down? We've both gone for a latest stoppage, or it could be a points decision, which is no shame because no one stops Collazo. It's just fact, you don't stop this kid. But where does Thurman go next from this? The 147 division is super hot. Does he get Porter? Probably not. He isn't going to get Broner. I've got a feeling he's going to get someone that comes up from 140. I expect Matisse or Provodnikov to come up from 140 to 147, and I think he'll get one of those. But who knows? What do you think?
I think now that Daniel Garcia is there and he won't fight no one, and there's going to be vacant belts at 140, I think the guys are going to stay there. I think the threat in 140 is Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
That's the real threat, and I think that they will avoid him, collect some belts, make some titles. The only person that won't avoid Crawford is Matisse.
No, Lamont Peterson won't avoid him.
Maybe Peterson.
That would be a good little fight. That would be a very good boxing match.
Yeah. But I think Matisse won't avoid him.
Matisse won't avoid anybody.
Matisse will see that as he's a boxer,
and it's time,
which means I'm gonna steamroll him.
Alright, there you go, guys. Leave your comments below, you know the usual. Email, subscribe, tweet, Instagram, everything will be on the bottom. Thanks for tuning in for another edition of Box Talk. Cheers.